Falcons beat the Eagles. I don't. I mean, this honestly, to what for what we're about to get into,
Hmm.
like some of these other games, this kind of just made sense.
Sure.
Like
This is
for
this is a
how
perfect way to cap
for how
this week.
Sunday went. I
Yeah.
mean, all day Sunday, and
Yeah.
then well, except for Sunday night. But now Falcons beating the Eagles. We were pretty much already counting out Falcons offense like
Sure.
after week 1 and how pitiful they were
Well,
versus
I mean, I think we talked about how good the Steelers' defense was.
well, yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, it's not a crazy performance by the Falcons' offense, but it's it's enough to beat the Eagles this week, which is not what I
Well,
expected.
I mean, if anything, I mean, I have my biggest comments are about I guess the final drive
Yes.
and Philly's final drive, which
Yes.
is, I mean, we were sitting here watching it before we started the podcast, and I said, it ain't over. 34 seconds, two timeouts.
Yep.
They start off hot, looks good,
Yep.
and then with a timeout left,
Yes.
he just chucks it under pressure, deep. I
Deep.
mean,
That was what?
overthrows
That was at what?
overthrows
The 25.
overthrows Devontae with a safety over top. I mean, it was just
It was honestly less of an overthrow. It was an early throw. Devontae hadn't cut from his route yet, and then he did not see the safety who was cutting on that ball the entire time. Um,
whatever you want to. It
but
was a
just
bad
a
throw.
stupid throw for this scenario because you get to the 40, you have a great kicker who can boot one through, and game's over.
Like I'm not gonna lie, Caleb Williams makes that throw. People are going like, okay, he looks like a rookie.
He
Jalen
did,
Hurts
yeah.
makes that throw. I'm kind of worried. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worried. Obviously, I'm not gonna base Jalen Hurts' entire decision making off of this one throw, but there was a similar interception, not a similar, but there was an even worse interception he had week 1 versus
Hmm.
Green Bay. That was just like, hey, I'm gonna just throw it in a triple
Hmm.
coverage, and that's what
Hmm.
it's gonna be. And just completely underthrew it, interception. So
Yeah.
these turnovers, they're I don't know. I don't want to call them like Josh Allen esque because Josh Allen like just swings it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They kind of seem like you said, just stupid. Like
No,
they
I mean it was forced. I mean, in that situation, he needs to understand that. Yeah, get the fucking ball out of bounds or whatever. I mean, I know he saw Devontae, um, but with 30 seconds left in the game, a timeout, and you're what 20 yards out of or 15 yards out of field goal position
yeah. I mean
to win a fucking 1 point game.
I mean you probably could have ran. You probably with that amount of time left, we're talking two, maybe three plays where you probably could have spiked the ball
Hmm.
before even needing to use that timeout.
Probably two.
Two, if you
Depends.
really, two, but you could have punched one of those two in with like a cool little Saquon draw or something.
Sure. Yeah.
You could have got creative with those final 30 seconds. So I don't know. To me, that was all that I don't want to discredit Atlanta's win and
No.
and and pretend like they didn't obviously play a lot better than they did week 1.
Sure.
I mean, especially just I don't know, just it just looked like a team. Like this week, Atlanta looked like a team that wasn't playing together for the first time. And I know that sounds like a very like
Yes.
bland take, but I mean, like week 1 they looked like they've never played football together before, which was the
Hmm.
truth.
Hmm.
How much could you expect them to progress from week 1 to week 2? How much better could the chemistry be? I don't know if we expect to be this much better, but I will say I think the losses in Jalen Hurts' hands. They had it. They could have gotten field goal range.
Well, no, and then their drive before that, they got stuffed in the red zone. Should have scored there, but I mean,
Saquon had a drop.
yeah. Um,
Um,
I don't know. I don't want to say that this is like obviously that last drive looked incredible from Atlanta. I don't want to say that this is the Falcons meshing entirely. Um, Again, I think that this game was in the Eagles' hand for most of the game, or at least the second half. Yeah, I mean, we know Kirk is being hit or miss. So yeah, I mean, they win this week, but I don't know. We'll see.
I,
They,
I,
they
I
they'll have some days where they'll look like they haven't played together.
yeah, for sure. I I don't know. I think it was just from we're just talking progress from week to week.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, who knows who's a better defense between Philly and Pittsburgh?
Mm,
I still have Philly up there. If you think it's Pittsburgh, if you think it's Pittsburgh, I still got Philly up there.
sure.
So I mean, this wasn't like this was some Kirk's gonna walk into some shitty defense and be able to just cut up.
Yeah.
But Falcons take the win. We both picked Philly, and that was just one of many games we got wrong this week. So I guess getting into
Yeah. I'd like to see someone who could have predicted
yeah,
half
I
of these
mean,
fucking games.
there's like everybody's parlays. They had to be fucked.
They're busted.
Something
Now,
had to go.
now there were results that could have been possible, but a few of these happened in a way that we could not have thought of.
All right, so
But
first game we got to get into, and I honestly just can't wait to get it over with. I mean, you can ooh all you want. I don't really know what to say about it.
yeah,
I mean, I definitely have my hot take, my big worries for this team, but it's the Baltimore Ravens versus Raiders.
yeah,
So Raiders come into Baltimore and win 26-3. Now,
26-23.
26-23. What did I say? 26-3.
26-3.
Oh my
26-3 would have
god!
been maybe an end to the
I might
season.
not have made it to this episode if it
Uh-uh.
was 26-3. But
No.
um, man.
You'd
So
be a Redskins fan at that point.
where do we even start with the Ravens and Raiders game? Because there's not much other to say than I'm not gonna sit here and analyze the whole game, but I do have this gut feeling, and it's killing me. It's eating me alive. Because there's a big problem with the Baltimore Ravens,
Mm.
and I'm starting to think or realize or whatever you want to call it that we took a major step back this past off season.
Mm.
And I know this is like I said, I'm gonna say this a lot this episode, but
Mhm.
it's week 2. This could be an overreaction. I could be.
It probably is.
You say that, but what were the Ravens? What have the Ravens always at least been able to depend on?
Their defense and their run game.
Okay, so let's look at that run game thing for a second.
Yeah.
How many times have the Ravens went and sought out for a top guy, especially in the running back position?
And now, how many times have they sought, or how many times have they acquired?
I mean,
Because they've never really acquired.
I
They've
mean,
probably. I mean, they've talked about getting Derek for a few years.
so the answer is I can't think of one.
Outside of this one, yes.
I really, really, really am starting to think that we probably should have invested in an O line and not
Sure.
ditched the running back by committee system that we did run by. You
Now
can
the thing.
all you want.
Now, how much? Huh?
Go ahead. How much what?
How much would have? I mean, Gus and J.K. They both wanted money. Were you willing to pay them plus O lineman? I mean, Derek's not taking that much money. What is it? 12 million over 2 years or something stupid.
I mean, we also don't need the 14 DBs we have, but
That is very
there's
true.
a couple things we can talk about. I mean, it's just I Marlon fucking Humphrey is someone that's getting on my last.
He got a pick.
Oh, he got a pick. You know what else he got? You know what else he
beautiful-
got? You know
the
what else he
easiest
got?
pick.
Scored on for the game. Scored
He
on
did.
for the game. So
He did.
I don't want to hear anything about that. And then what? Dropped a podcast clip where he's like, it's like the headline, the title is Xavier Worthy isn't fast. Don't even try to clickbait some
Get the
shit.
fuck out of
Get
here.
go in, you need to get in the lab because I'm really over
Yeah.
this Marlon Humphrey. I don't even.
Someone's not fast, and it's Marlo.
It's Marlon Humphrey, and I can't even call it an experiment, but just the Marlon Humphrey era with him as a corner.
Yes.
It needs to go. It just needs to go.
And, I
Um,
mean, like we've said, he has a spot if he wants to be a safety, but
not
there's
there.
no, no, not there. And there's no chance that anyone thinks that I mean, I guess the Ravens still think he's good enough, but no one should think he's still good enough to defend Devontae Adams.
But I mean, look, I love in a fantasy world, in a dream world, is Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, is that backfield hypothetically amazing? Should it be unstoppable?
Yeah.
Yes. But when your play callers are dumb,
Mm-hmm. Is it Todd?
I'm not gonna lie, I was trying to just think of a like PG like word. My brain couldn't fathom one to
You were going to
describe
the FR, weren't you?
Ravens play callers, and then you throw in the fact that our O line honestly is battling with the Bears for like who could have the worst O line this year. Like they're having a competition. Like the Ravens, Panthers, and Bears are all like battling to see who can make. It's just like we have Lamar. If we didn't have Lamar Jackson,
The season's over.
oh my God. Like that's why anytime if I hear a glimpse, if I hear a second of Lamar Jackson hate, at this point it's up. It's up. It is all the way up because he's the reason. He's the reason we could have won both of these games that we're 0-2. We're now, these two games we lost.
The Chiefs, it's like y'all could have won. This game, you guys should have won.
Oh, we 100% should have won this game. But before we get into the rest of this, I'm just saying, you look across the league, every team, at least half the team is going on a running back by committee system.
Mm-hmm.
The Chargers completely took our two running backs that we were punching in with.
They took your running back core.
Now, when Keaton Mitchell comes back, is it going to be a different conversation?
Hopefully.
I think so. Hopefully. Yeah. But it's just our offense is not good enough. Or not offense. Our offensive line is not good enough for the play style Derrick Henry.
No.
And he's already not going to get that workload that he got in Tennessee.
Hell no.
So add that to when the carries he does get.
Yeah.
It is going to be behind some shit offensive linemen.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying. We went all in on Derrick Henry on the wrong year.
Well, not only do you guys not have a bolstered O-line, he's older. Doesn't want to take as many reps. You guys don't want him to take as many reps, but I mean, in Tennessee, they had a decent O-line for a few years, and they ran with him, 30, 40 times a fucking game, and just broke down that D-line, but I don't know. This setup is, I mean, it's dynamic, but if Derrick Henry is who Derrick Henry was.
I'm just saying, before last season started, if you ask me to describe the Ravens offense, I would say they should have at least they should come off the field with points every time they cross the 50.
1,000%, yeah.
Now, and then if you were like, oh, and by the way, next year you're gonna have like Derrick Henry and Justin Tucker, and Justin Tucker is still gonna be your kicker.
Yeah, and he's still good.
Oh, okay. Is he?
I don't know.
I'm not gonna sit here and hop on the Justin Tucker, hate train and say, he's washed. But bro is bothered because it's like when you watch him kick, it's like bro can obviously still put it up there forever.
Of course.
It seems I'm hoping it's more of a mental block thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I can't gauge what's making a kicker miss or not, especially with Justin Tucker. This is like if Tom
Brady
never missed. Decided to shit the bed his last 5 years or whatever. But can I fully give up on the Derrick Henry experiment in Baltimore? No, but can I tell you that it will 1,000% fail if we continue to? Saying continue to play the way we play is just an easy way to put it, but
Sure.
we gotta change something. We gotta change
No,
something. I
of
mean, at
course.
this
Now,
point,
it's very early. I mean, the passing game isn't horrible, but it's definitely not established where it should be. Um,
I like what I saw from Zay.
you guys lost to the Chiefs, and then, I mean, last year you guys lost an easy game to, or was supposed to be an easy game to the Colts, Gardner Minshew last year. Um, and I don't know. I mean, obviously not a great start, but
letting Brock Bowers just go. Just
Brock
shit on
Bowers
us.
ran through.
Devontae Adams. All right, that's cool. We let up 110 on Devontae Adams. If that's all we do
Yeah,
wrong on a Sunday, we should be able to win that football game.
of
But
course.
Justin Tucker's missing gimme field goals that were gimmies a year, 2 years ago
Hmm.
were gimmies for him. Yeah, Derrick Henry on the Baltimore Ravens. It's it's I don't know. It's the AFC North is very weird right now. The AFC North is drunk. It's
You guys are
it's
hammered.
just it is
Everyone's
wasted.
fucking hammered. Now,
Um.
yeah, when there's cheaters amidst,
Oh, we gonna talk. Oh,
the AFC North looks a lot worse. But
Oh,
yeah,
we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. How Chargers beat Carolina,
yeah,
pretty much what I expected
of course.
from. In terms of like, well, what I hoped for, which was the Charge or the Carolina. Carolina. I keep trying to say I keep trying to go to L.A. The Chargers. All I asked for was maybe for them to build up some type of confidence in their passing game,
Yeah,
gain some type of chemistry. And it's like, all right, you're playing against the Panthers, so it's a warm up game.
sure.
So at least we know you can complete passes to receivers who are running routes and they can catch them. Like,
Yes.
well, we knew Justin Herbert could get the ball to them, but it was, can those receivers that he was throwing to catch the football and do something with it?
Yeah,
Now they were able to.
yeah.
But I guess the bigger thing that came from this game is after week 2 of his second season, Bryce Young gets benched.
And he gets benched for Andy Dalton, who hasn't started in what, I don't know how many years, but what, he was a Saint last time we heard.
The Red Rocket.
The is that his nickname?
The Red Rocket.
The Red Rocket.
The Red
Um,
Rocket, Devin.
yeah, no. Bryce Young had the same stat line as Derrick Henry, um, which is horrendous. 18 completions, 84 yards. Derrick Henry had 18 rushes for 84 yards.
Okay, but
Horrendous.
see,
I mean, the thing is, it's like I don't know what the Panthers expect to get out of this season. They didn't change much on their team except for adding Deontay Johnson. Andy Dalton isn't going to make this team any better. And I guess at this point they see that Bryce Young has no hope left in this organization.
see, here's the thing though. It's like I know I've already came out and said like there's nothing to expect from the Panthers. There's nothing to expect from Bryce Young.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't say like bench the man and like
No.
and now is this like a move where they are protecting him in a way?
No, this seems like a
You can't put the blame. All the blame can't be put on Bryce Young,
no. This
especially when they go out and continue to lose.
Yeah, I don't think it's blame. I think it's more of like, I don't know, just giving him a second. I'm pushing him off to the side for a second, seeing what this team can do with a vet quarterback. If they still suck, go back to Bryce because he's still your future. You guys wasted every fucking pick you had and everything that you had on this fucking guy. So I don't know. To me, it's more of like you suck right now, but We'll see.
maybe I have to
But there were also trade rumors that he's going to get bounced somewhere.
I think I have to disagree with both of us because you can't bench the guy that, 2 weeks ago you were building your franchise around and your future around. And like, all right, let's say we throw Andy Dalton out there and he goes 0-3, and then we like look at Bryce and go, "Hey, buddy, hey, wanna
Yeah,
hey?" It's like there's definitely gonna be some conflict. There's definitely now.
sure.
Does Bryce Young have the right to be like, has he played good enough to be like, "Oh, now
Hell
you
no.
guys want to come back to me"?
Yeah, no.
No. But is it still? I mean, just when it comes to just human emotions, is it going to cause some issues for
Of course.
sure.
But
So I don't see in any way where them benching him is a way to protect him or a sign that they are keeping him for the future.
yeah, I mean this doesn't tell us if they're going to get rid of him or not. I think they will keep him. Um, but yeah, I just I think they just want to see what someone like fucking old ass Adam Thielen and Deontay Johnson and fucking Miles Sanders can do without a
Yeah,
dog shit quarterback.
I don't think they keep him.
I think they keep him. I mean, for what they wasted on this fucking guy.
I
But
don't
also,
think
I
they
mean, he's
keep him.
shown no
What?
reason for them to keep him.
See, I don't think they keep him, and with how set a lot of the teams are, like, where's he gonna go to the Giants?
Could
I
go to the
mean,
Giants. Who else is a terrible quarterback?
that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm starting to blank. I
Like
mean,
it's this league's starting to get pretty filled up,
mhm.
and the guys we thought were shot are still pretty decent.
So where is
Um,
bro going? That's what I don't really know. We thought Spencer Rattler had a shot. Oh shit! And then and then Derek Carr arrived. Like, so it's what are we doing? What are we doing with Bryce Young's career? Because a lot of people are just like, oh,
yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna want him. I mean, maybe the
well,
Giants, but no one else should want him.
everybody's like, Bryce Young's career is cooked, and then all day I've been like, not all day, but as soon as the news broke and I've been seeing the memes, I'm like, nah, it's not. It's not cooked. But now that we're sitting here talking about it, it's like, no, like where would he go?
Yeah, I mean
Giants are gonna
they
get
talk.
Ewers or something. They're gonna tank for Ewers or some shit.
Yeah, no.
Um,
Um, I mean they talked about potential Miami trade. I think just because Tua's no one knows what the fuck he's gonna do. They got Snoop. They got Tyler Huntley. So that'd be cool if Tyler Huntley gets a shot on that team.
yep, I love that.
Because Skylar Thompson blows
Yes,
chunks. Um,
Pro Bowler Tyler Huntley.
yes, exactly. But yeah, I don't. I mean, if the Panthers don't trust and believe in you to lose fucking 12 games a season, 13 games a season, there's no other team who's going to trust him for a second. I
Wow.
mean, the guy's won what, 3 games?
Bryce Young might be cooked. They pulled the plug on Bryce Young's career.
But
Carolina.
no,
Oh,
I
that's
mean,
wild.
Andy Dalton's probably going to tear a fucking hip bone or some shit, and then Bryce is back out there and he's still going to lose. So I think they're going to keep him. No one else is going to want him.
I mean, I'm looking. I'm trying to look. I'm trying
The
to
only
look.
team I see is the Giants.
It's like, okay, what if Russell and Justin both suck? Pittsburgh's obviously going to look for a new quarterback. What if Bo Nick sucks? All right, Denver might be looking for a quarterback.
Pitt
What
isn't
if,
looking for a mid-season
what
quarterback.
if, what if, what if for some reason Deshaun Watson isn't playing football? Cleveland's looking for a quarterback.
No, they got James.
Giants. What if Geno Smith don't play much longer? What if Jacoby Brissett doesn't play much longer? What if Sam Darnold
Drake
isn't that
May.
good? And we're actually just gonna gas him up for no reason.
JJ
What if
McCarthy.
Anthony Richardson? I mean, is there any reason to believe in Anthony Richardson any more than Bryce Young? I hate to be that guy, but
I mean, Anthony Richardson has had the benefit of
being
lack of
huge.
gameplay, of lack of
Oh,
film.
okay.
Um, Bryce Young has a whole belt. I can't fucking speak. Has a whole season under his belt already. Um, plus these 2 games. What? This is AR's 5th game or something. I mean,
Something like that.
I don't believe in the guy. But yeah, I think the Colts are going to ride with him. I think, yeah, the Panthers should ride with Bryce Young. But, I mean, that team is going to suck regardless.
Yeah, yeah. I
And
mean,
Andy
throwing
Dalton's
in
not going to
Andy,
help that team whatsoever. So yeah, I see week 6, week 7, Bryce
and
Young's
it's
back
like,
on the field.
I really wish like, why couldn't Jameis just sign with Carolina?
I mean, I wanted. To,
Dude, we could have like
why
we
is
could have
Jameis going to teams that
they
have
don't.
quarterbacks?
Yeah, yeah. We need, man. Yeah, they need to go step behind the rookie
Jameis
and just
needs to
wait.
start, bro. I'm tired of this.
Um, and no, not because at least for me, I don't think it's because he's gonna be like good. I think it's gonna be hilarious. Um,
Oh no, it's nothing about being good. No.
New Orleans versus Dallas.
I honestly think Jameis would be better than Bryce Young with this team. Not by much.
You're a Washington fan.
Yes. No. I mean, gorgeous. Top to bottom. Alvin Kamara, what, 4 touchdowns?
So yeah, this
They scored on every fucking drive. 15
well,
times.
they did punt. They did punt. They
They
did punt
punted once?
once.
I
They
thought they
punted
scored on every
once.
go.
They punted once, and
Either
they
way.
punted like once in the third quarter, and that was the first time they punted all season.
Yeah. Either way,
Um,
I mean, this offense makes no sense. Rashid Shaheed, that's a top tier name. Yeah, I mean, Derek looked okay.
I
Looked
think they
pretty good.
scored 15 straight drives in this year.
Gotcha.
Because I'm doing the math just on the box score.
Yes, no, there weren't. I saw a stat. I didn't check my math.
But that makes sense. That makes sense though.
But yeah,
I mean,
I mean, Dak's getting close to that 10 mark already with 2 picks. I like it.
I sat here and said last episode, here we go. September Dallas Cowboys. This is the best
Cowboys
version.
locked.
This
I
is
mean,
the
this
best
is what
version.
the Cowboys were supposed to do. They're supposed to blow the shit out of teams, and it's not supposed to mean anything.
What is
Now I'm
this?
afraid of the Saints.
What is this?
I don't
We
like
were sitting
this.
here. Oh, Saints beat the Panthers. All right, they're 0-0. We'll see what happens. What is this? I know once a year Alvin Kamara breaks off for
Of course.
a ridiculous game,
But
but
now we have to question the Cowboys' defense and their offense.
we got to question a lot of things. But I mean, I, I, I just I don't know if I don't know if the Cowboys are good. I don't know if the Saints are good. I don't know if Dak woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I don't know if the Saints had a really good flight. Like I don't know what happened, but
Yeah, I mean, it definitely reeks of like the Saints probably aren't going to continue this, and Dallas isn't going to be this bad all season. But from what the Saints showed, it was just a masterclass of fucking up a pretty decent defense, and then the Cowboys had literally nothing the entire game.
I mean,
Dak looked horrible.
and not to
which
call and not to have some hot take or like call a shot, but like, I mean, it's not like I know the memes are funny, but there was a time where Derek Carr wasn't looked at as a trash quarterback.
when he wasn't.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, there was what 8 years when he was looked at as a good quarterback.
Yeah, and he goes to New Orleans,
And then
it was like,
well, there was his last year and his last maybe 2 years in Vegas or Oakland or whatever.
His last season with the Raiders, but last season with the Saints is what kind of put the nail in the coffin.
Of course.
Because
And then even preseason, he throws a terrible interception. They're like, bring Spencer Rattler in. This guy fucking blows.
Well, we were up to week 1 going like, I wonder if Spencer Rattler's going to play. You had pictures of fans not even wanting autographs from Derek Carr. All this
of course.
shit.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, these guys are competitive athletes. Derek Carr might have set his mind to going, you know what, fuck them. Fuck these
Agreed.
motherfuckers. I'm going crazy.
Agreed.
And this could be the outcome of that.
I mean, Derek and
attitude.
Derek and Kirk Cousins aren't too far apart when it comes to how their careers have gone and how middle of the pack a lot of their seasons have gone. But yeah, I mean, this is more than likely probably just a huge game for the Saints and just a real shitter by the Cowboys. Now, I still don't have any hope, like any real hope for the Cowboys. I mean, all they did this offseason was pick up Zeke and waste, $100 million on 2 players. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. It doesn't. The team didn't scare me preseason. They definitely don't scare me now. This defense. I mean, Trayvon Diggs. We've known he's had issues. Um, and then I mean, if they're gonna look this good, I mean, Mike has got no reason to. I mean, he's got no impact if they can't do anything else. So I don't know. They got nothing.
How about Bucks versus Lions?
Yeah, that was a dogfight.
So this was
Baker gets sacked 4.5 times by Aiden Hutchinson.
so I before we previewed this when we were previewing this game, I was like I love football, and I just want to
Mm-hmm.
reiterate that sentence. I love football.
Mm-hmm.
This was a great game
Yep.
between two teams that I like watching. That I love to watch play.
Mm-hmm.
The team that I wanted to win, that I also did not think was going to win, came out on top.
Who did you pick?
We both picked Detroit.
Okay, I figured. Yeah.
We both picked Detroit, and verbatim, I said, if this is a one-score game, we're gonna have to start having different conversations about the Bucks.
Sure.
Because I saw them tear apart a Washington defense week 1, and even me as someone's gonna hype up Baker whenever I can, I was like, all right, okay. Was like you were like, well, it was against a shit defense. I was like, all right, I'll give it to you. But even though he got sacked 4.5 times, the man could have got sacked 10 times. But he was moving.
He was
the way
dipping.
Baker
Dodge,
is
duck,
operating
dodge,
in and out of the pocket and just slinging these balls. I mean, it's just it is beautiful.
Now,
People are finally, what's up?
It wasn't an offensive masterclass, but
no,
again, it was a dogfight, and fucking the Bucks D looked good.
Oh, but oh my God, if Caleb Williams was doing the shit Baker Mayfield was doing, they'd be eating that shit up
God.
for
They'd be
breakfast, lunch, dinner, brunch, dinner, motherfucking late night snack, everything, everything, Devin. But I just, it's just, to me, maybe we might have to start considering the Bucks as a top team in the NFC.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's far off to consider that at the moment, especially with the Eagles losing, with the Cowboys losing the way they did. I mean, the Bucks beating Detroit, who we had, either 1 or 2 in the NFC. They're going to be scary, especially, I mean, I think last year their defense, correct me if I'm wrong, their defense was pretty shit. It wasn't the same that it was when they had Brady in 2020. But no, if their defense can lock down, I mean, this offense can score.
I like it. I like it. I love it. Bucks win. Packers win.
The Packers win.
Packers beat the Colts 16-10. Now, I'm not gonna lie. It's like we got all the games wrong, but it's like everything that we predicted were to happen happened.
Sure.
Because it was well, I put it out there and I said, Anthony Richardson better outperform Malik Willis.
Yes. He did not.
He did not
outperform
3 picks. Malik Willis.
He threw 50%.
Now, when I say he better, I mean we're gonna shit on you if you don't go out there and perform better than Malik Willis. Second of all, I said if this Packer team is all that, if they're that,
they better win with Malik Willis.
Oh, they better win with Malik Willis.
Yeah.
Now, did Malik Willis go out there and fucking were they sitting there going, here we go, we got the new Brett Favre? Obviously, you can't when you got the third highest paid player in the league.
Of course.
Waiting to come back. But I'm just sprinkling this in because I'm just getting this weird feeling that the quarterback, obviously not market because it just gets higher and higher, but just the way teams, I guess, are being built now, or I feel like in the future how these teams are going to start to be built. I don't know if, All right. How do I put this?
Well, I mean, yes, a quarterback is very important. I mean, they said it in Sunday night's broadcast. They were talking about how they asked D'Amico Ryans what changed between the year before and last year with C.J. Stroud, and he said a quarterback. A quarterback can change a franchise, but if your team is truly what it's supposed to be, it's top shit, you should be able to run with someone who's not going to make mistakes. Like we see it with Purdy, he doesn't make a whole lot of mistakes. He's not a fucking beast, but he doesn't fuck up, and he does well with the team he has. He's
And
basically he's the highest tier backup in the league.
and it's like obviously okay, you're gonna have your guys, you're gonna have your Mahomes, your Lamars, your Josh Allen's. But even if you
Yep.
look at the Mahomes, the Lamars, and the Josh Allen's, I don't think they have the craziest rosters.
No,
I don't think they go out and get the craziest names.
the Ravens have at this point their roster's pretty dog shit.
Absolutely. Um, but when you just look at like Tampa,
Yep.
and you see what they were able to do with the team they were, the team they were already curating and said, okay, I think Baker's good enough. We'll throw him in there.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Yeah.
And we're not going to sit here and pretend like when Jared Goff went to the Lions, everybody was like, oh, fucking, we got some
He's done.
dogs. I'm saying like nobody was, what were you saying?
What were you saying?
I was saying nobody was going, oh, we got an elite team.
Of course,
Like
exactly.
we got it. We got an elite Detroit Lions team now. And
Yeah, no.
but it was I don't know. I feel like
Well, I mean, that was supposed to be the end of Jared Goff's career. He's going to the Lions. The Lions suck.
Yeah. This was
Like,
more of like Matt
he's just
Stafford's
getting
finally
booted.
moving on.
This was Matt Stafford going to a different team, and obviously that season they were great and they won the Super Bowl or whatever. But
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it obviously worked out. But I just feel like the importance on a top tier quarterback, it might go down a little bit. It might go down a little because you're not gonna get another Patrick Mahomes. You're not
No.
gonna get another Lamar. So you either end up getting lucky and drafting a C.J. Stroud when
Yep.
shit the person drafted before him was supposed to be better than him.
exactly.
It's like because let's be
And
real, that's a hit or miss. That's a hit or miss.
the Texans better be on their knees for fucking Lovie Smith when Lovie Smith fucking won that fucking game and got him the second pick. Because if they pick Bryce Young, they'd be fucked right now. And the
Oh.
Panthers might actually be good.
Oh my god! Yeah, I mean,
But yeah,
it's
no,
just-
CJ Stroud is definitely a game-changing quarterback. And yeah, there are game-changing quarterbacks. But yeah, if the Packers offense is really what it's supposed to be, I mean, Josh went crazy this game. I mean, they gave him the ball a shit ton of times. But yeah, they can do well with a mid-level quarterback, which Jordan Love might be.
Jordan Love might be, but people.
I mean, Jordan
see,
Love hasn't shown anything that's shocking. He won a few games. I mean, the Packers looked pretty decent.
But that's my point. If Malik Willis goes out here and let's say goes on a 3-0, 4-0 run,
Yeah.
we're talking about a guy that's sitting behind. What 2 months ago, the highest paid player in NFL
$55
history?
million a year. Yeah.
What the fuck are we paying these people for?
Agreed. I
What-
mean, Malik
like,
Willis is probably making league min right now.
probably something stupid
He's
compared
probably
to
still
what
his rookie
Jordan
deal.
Love is bringing in a day. But
Yep.
it's just like Tom Brady walked out of the NFL, kind of making people think like, oh, so you could just get an elite quarterback, throw people, the Jets.
Yeah.
You could just throw a bunch of people around them and see what happens. And it's 1 out of 3 years you're gonna get a Super Bowl.
Yep.
The Jets are doing that right now. We don't know how confident we are in the Jets. But then you look at a team like we're talking about the Bucks or the Lions or even the Packers, which is like, how much better is Jordan Love than I don't know. I don't want to shit on anybody too hard, but it's just.
I think with a couple more, I mean, we get a guaranteed couple weeks of Malik Willis. Jordan Love
Yes.
will be out for a little while.
Yes.
And it could be longer. So we get a guaranteed look at what the Packers look like with Malik Willis. Now, next week, could they lose by 50? Sure. But, yeah, again, if this team is what they're supposed to be, they should look okay with Malik Willis. Now, the Colts, yeah, I don't know.
Colts, honestly, AR kind of went back to his old ways.
And, I mean, who's to say he was out of his old ways? I mean, the game before he threw, what,
The game
a few
before he
60-yard
was,
bombs and
dude. The game before I said he might have had his best game ever. I mean, like that was
well, he's only played fucking 15 games.
okay. He had a way worse week 2 game than he did week 1.
Agreed.
I feel like if you want to say that last week was his old ways as well, sure.
No,
But,
I'm not saying that he was bad, but I mean, if that's AR's max potential, then there's a problem.
there's a huge problem.
There's a huge problem if 9 for 19 and 2 touchdowns is his max.
Cleveland versus Jacksonville. I'm not gonna lie, I was really excited for this game, but it was pretty boring. I waited for it to heat up. It never really did. Browns caught the dub.
Yep.
Amari did so on one catch that could have turned into a touchdown. But besides that, I mean, like I said, it's pretty boring. I don't really have much to say for this game.
No, but I mean, for now, they can curb the Deshaun Watson needs to leave narrative for this week.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely played better than they did week 1.
Of course.
It's a team that just got blown up by the Saints. Like, the NFL makes no sense, bro. The NFL makes zero sense.
This happened early on last year. I mean, there's a lot of new teams. There's a lot of returning quarterbacks. There's a lot of just different weapons out there. I mean, it's a weird league. I mean, obviously there's a lot of teams that we're not surprised by, but there's a few that will shock us.
Yeah, you want to know what I was shocked by?
The big shocker.
Maybe San Francisco losing to Minnesota.
Oh yeah, no, that's one of the bigger shockers. Now it's only going to get worse for San Fran. Debo's hurt.
Okay, I'm so glad you said
DMC's on the
that.
IR.
Can we talk about this? Okay, all right. Sam Darnold might be back in the NFL for some reason, and we might just have to accept that. Cool.
Yeah.
Because see, I said Minnesota winning this game might make week 2 the craziest week 2 ever, but a lot of things made this one of the possible craziest week 2s.
This was the beginning, but yeah.
Can we please discuss the situation the Niners are in right now?
They're in a situation where they're going to realize that they probably shouldn't pay Brock Purdy.
Well, let's see. You got Christian McCaffrey, who's right now on IR. Now, let's look at the timeline for Christian McCaffrey and mistake me or correct me if I make a mistake. But it comes out that he has a calf injury earlier in the preseason.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to worry about, nothing crazy. Gets closer to week 1, it's like he's questionable. Now on Sunday, it seemed like it was a
game time decision.
It was a game time decision. You know, it seems pretty hopeful. It's like okay.
Yep.
And then boom, Monday night hits. McCaffrey's not playing.
Yep.
Okay, so if it was a game time decision today, 7 days from now, 6 days from now. You know, it's got to be. You're right. You got to be. Oh, you're on IR.
Now you're on IR. Yeah.
Oh, Devin, because he don't have just a calf strain.
No, it's a calf Achilles.
He's got that
combo.
Achilles. He's got that Achilles tendonitis,
which means that something could pop.
Well,
and they're catching it now.
I know you can go on your whole Kevin Durant theory or whatever, but it's also like when you like. Achilles tendonitis, like that is a you never really want to hear about an injury that's going to be like a lingering
nagging
injury.
Yeah, exactly.
Like this is I mean
like you would rather him have a broken foot or something stupid.
I don't want to go to the
easily healable.
I don't want to go to the extremes.
Sure.
Like Darren Waller retired because of a nagging hamstring.
Yeah.
Like he just continued
Well,
to
the
have.
hamstring is nearly impossible to recover well.
See, but you say that, but let's be real. Every player in the NFL has pulled their hamstring.
Sure.
But it's like once you,
More
I don't
speaking for
know.
the
It's like
layman,
you just
which I
got
should.
some of these players that end up with a lingering hamstring injury, but this calf strain and Achilles tendonitis.
Well, Debo's got one too. Debo's got a calf injury.
Well, Debo also has a calf strain, but see, he's listed as just a calf strain for now. But now we're looking
But
at an offense.
but Debo, he's already like when McCaffrey got listed as maybe injured. It seemed like an injury where, yeah, a little tune-up, maybe a little bit of rest, he's good to go. And now he's on IR. With Debo, they're saying it's a couple of weeks with a calf strain, which could mean whatever the fuck. But yeah, no, we're looking at a depleted or a much different offense.
We're looking at an offense with just Brandon Ayuk, who is, I mean, people were already calling for him week one. They were already pissed week one when,
Of course.
I'm not going to lie, what's his name already came out and said, or Kyle Shanahan already came out and said that people shouldn't expect to see him do much week one. And then he didn't do much week one, and people were mad at him for it. Because they expected the rust. They expected the rust.
Well, I think is he also borderline injured or no?
God, dude, I don't know. I truly don't know.
No, he's fine. But
I thought he was, but I couldn't
yeah.
bet on it.
I mean, running this offense Jordan Mason has done well for just popping into this offense, but losing Debo, losing CMC, you got George Kittle and Brandon Ayuk. I think this is going to show us how good Brock Purdy is. I don't know what their schedule looks like coming up, but they got the Rams next week. So
Should we see?
Yeah,
Should we see what?
Rams, Pats, Cardinals used to be an easy win. Might not be anymore. Cards, Seahawks, Chiefs. Yeah, a fairly tough schedule coming
Chiefs,
up.
Cowboys, Bucks, Seahawks, Packers, Bills. Dude. Niners are shaking. Niners are shaking right now.
They could be back to full strength within a couple of weeks, but
they could.
But with the way this team is right now, it's going to be scary. I mean, the Vikings played their asses off, obviously. Sam Darnold looked pretty freaking good. Justin Jefferson is Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson scored a 97-yard touchdown. First of all, the refs out there were sprinting faster than the Niners safeties. If we're gonna be real, the Niners DBs are getting burnt by the ref.
Yeah.
But if I'm the Niners right now, I'm definitely shitting my pants because we have completely protected Brock Purdy with all of the amazing weapons we've had around him. We had to fight tooth and nail to keep Brandon Ayuk or satisfy Brandon Ayuk.
Yes.
Hide this Christian McCaffrey injury for as long as possible. Either I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
well,
go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's this is the oldest team in the NFL, I believe. We knew going into this season that they're incredibly injury prone. CMC's dealt with injuries his whole career. Debo's had little injuries here and there. I don't know. I mean, it's not surprising, but obviously, if this team is full strength, they'll be pretty good. But yeah, they're teetering on losing some important games coming up.
They're teetering crazy because now what is the three-headed monster? Purdy, Kittle, and Jordan Mason?
Ayuk, if you want to throw him in, but yeah, Jordan Mason. Mason looked pretty good.
Or that's what I meant to say. Ayuk, Jordan Mason, and Jordan Mason, and look, I'm not gonna shit on, bro.
We're not shitting on CMC.
Is he gonna do this for 15
O-line?
more weeks?
Yeah.
Is he gonna do this for 15 more weeks? I don't know.
I mean, obviously, San Fran's O-line is good, but he's had 2 great weeks, and
oh wait, just wait till there's someone that's gonna be back around like week 5. Who's gonna get the debut? So there won't be no problem. If you can, if you can like walk yourself to the ambulance after getting pew, 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 pew,
Yeah,
you might be able to come save an offense.
White boy Rick
Who
might be able to
Who
come through.
knows? You might be able to come save an offense. But
Coming out to many.
Seahawks Patriots.
Who
Another. I
cares?
mean, you want to talk like battle of the mid?
Yeah.
Like Seahawks might be the worst 2-0 team in the league.
Yeah,
right
this
now.
obviously showed that. Yeah, the Seahawks are not scary whatsoever
At all. I tried telling you that they suck. They're not them. They're not them.
But I mean, they'll be a team that will have a good enough record. They'll fight for a playoff spot, but there's no chance of doing anything else. To call them a contender of any means, they're not.
Okay.
But yeah, a nice, cool overtime win against what's supposed to be the worst team in football.
I mean, they're 2-0 right now, but they got Dolphins, Lions, and this is I'm only calling out games that I think might be tough. So Dolphins, Lions, Niners, Falcons, Bills, Rams, Niners, Cardinals twice.
Dolphins are gettable.
Jets, Packers, Rams again. I mean, there's
Sure. They're a sneaky team though. They're not good by any means, but they're sneaky. They'll win games.
I don't know. Maybe 6 or 7.
No.
Yeah.
They can pop an 8-piece out there.
No, dude.
They got an 8-piece.
They're not winning more games than Atlanta.
They've already got 2.
They're not winning more games than Atlanta. They've already got 2. They've only been 2 games.
They're
not winning more games than Atlanta.
We'll see.
They're not. It's not happening. No, they're not winning more games than Atlanta. It's not that. No.
I don't know. I mean, yeah. But yet, like you said about quarterbacks, Geno Smith is leading a team right now.
Geno Smith threw for 327 yards in 2024.
Geno
His jaw
Smith
was wired shut in the Jets locker
hadn't
room.
Played in what was it? 7 seasons?
I don't even remember at this point.
Something stupid.
Something stupid.
It's nuts that he's playing well.
Giants, Commanders.
7 field goals, baby. No touchdowns. We haven't scored a touchdown all season.
Look. Yeah.
Have we?
Yeah.
No. What's his name?
ran for 2 last week.
Jaden Daniels hasn't thrown a touchdown yet.
But I will say, because I said we're gonna do these rookie quarterbacks week by week.
Mm-hmm.
As of right now,
Jaden Daniels,
your guy is better than Caleb.
It's our guy.
As of right now,
your
guy is better than Caleb.
Now,
your guy is better than Caleb with a worse supporting cast.
A worse supporting cast. From what I saw last night, our O-line might be a little bit better because Caleb was running for his goddamn life and getting eaten up.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Jaden, hasn't looked bad. Hasn't looked incredible yet, but nothing bad to say. Catch a dub. Brian Robinson looked good.
7 field goals.
7 field goals.
Versus the Giants. Hey. You gotta take a dub's a dub. 21 points is 21 points.
425 total yards and not 1 touchdown to show for it is absolutely nuts.
Honestly, if you look at it, y'all made it harder to score 21 points than it could have been because y'all could have done it 3 times, but
sure,
y'all did it.
Well, what we did was we wasted the clock. We wasted time. We had 7 drives where we scored. There's not a lot of teams that can say that, 7 drives.
God. All right. What else do we got? What other games do we have here? Oh, Jets versus Tennessee.
Who?
Tennessee Titans, New York Jets.
Yes. Aaron Rodgers gets his first win as a Jet. No picks. Weird game, though.
I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, maybe the Jets aren't as good, or maybe the Titans aren't as bad. But I will say, if you take away the really, really, really obvious rookie mistakes from Will Levis, when I say rookie mistakes, I just mean, young, dumb mistakes.
Sure. He's not a rookie, but yeah.
I kind of like it. I kind of like him.
Really?
I kind of like him. I mean, just
I mean, he's not bad.
the wood. I don't know, just the playmaking ability in Will Levis. I do like. I do see the potential in it, and
But
just the turnovers he has had. I mean, when you look at him, it's just plain as stupid. Like bro
yeah,
said, it's
no,
like he's a grown man. He should
sure.
like he should not be turning the ball over the way he's turned the ball over.
But
But
I mean, that's the scary thing is like, yeah, he's good and a good playmaker and all these things, but sometimes his playmaking causes him to fuck up.
that's decision
Um,
making. That's decision making though, not the
sure,
playmaking. The ability to
sure,
his ability to extend the play is is amazing.
is
Some of
there.
the decisions he
Yeah,
makes after that kind of questionable. But
agreed.
the fact that we're able to look past, or at least me and certain people I've seen talk about Will Levis, are able to look past some of the obvious young mistakes he is
Mm-hmm.
making and see the potential. I mean, it's definitely. I don't know. I'm gonna just call it now. I like what I saw from Will Levis. He's not going anywhere. He ain't getting benched week 2 next year.
No,
Tennessee, I promise
well,
you. I promise you, Tennessee's rolling with him
for now, I
for
mean, this season,
next season. When we're in week 2 next season, we'll be sitting right here doing this podcast, and I'll say, look, Will Levis is still a starting quarterback for the Titans.
now will the Titans be good? Is the question. Who knows?
They're gonna be at, if they're as good as the Seahawks, I see no reason why you wouldn't have Will Levis come back next year.
That is fair.
So
Yeah,
there you go.
but yeah, the Jets catch a
Um,
win, obviously much needed, but they are. I mean, I don't know. I've talked shit on the Jets for a while. I think they deserve it because I mean, all of everything. I mean, the amount of money that they've put in this team, the amount of hype they've put around this team, and calling their defense the best part of this team, and how young their offense is outside of A Rod. I don't know. We'll
mhm.
see. A Rod will be A Rod, of course,
A Rod will be A Rod. A Rod
but
was
I
A
don't
Rod.
see them
He was
as
much
a
more
scary
like A
team either.
Rod.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, no, I'm definitely worried about the Jets. Just barely getting past the Titans, beating the 49ers, who are now obviously I don't think we're as shaky as they were this week, but still, it's just I don't know. Maybe the Jets just got to polish a couple more things because I still do think they're going to be a team in the playoffs.
Yes.
In the playoffs, I'll
But
make
yeah,
that call. I'll make that call.
yeah, this week has just left us with a shit ton of maybes.
How about the Rams and the Cardinals?
He's here, everybody. Marvin Harrison Jr. has entered the building.
Bro, Marvin Harrison Jr. is cool. Boy, are we just gonna sit here and not act like this man Kyler Murray
Kyler
didn't
Murray.
decide to play football the way we knew Kyler Murray knows how to play football?
Dude, to see him, what was it? Spin, roll left, and throw a bomb like he did 3 years ago against the Bills or whatever, or whenever the fuck that was. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the last thing I expected, but it was one of the last things I expected this week. But it's beautiful to see.
I think we
It's
were
awesome.
just reminded of Kyler
Who he is.
Murray and who
Yeah, it's
Kyler
awesome.
Murray is, who he can be. Look, it's because it's not all Marvin Harrison. James Conner is back and
No, of course.
is doing his
James
fucking
Conner is
thing.
back in.
And
I mean, shout out to James Conner. He's been doing this for a brick now,
he's
dude.
been doing his thing, but now it's getting showcased for the whole world to see in blowout games versus the damn Rams.
Sure, but I mean, he's done it. I mean, he was in Pittsburgh for a while, and he's been here for a while. But yeah,
Kyler just hasn't. We just haven't seen this Kyler form. We haven't seen Kyler in this form in a long time.
well, I mean, he missed a lot of games. He
Mhm.
fucking sucked for a little bit. The Cardinals sucked for a long time. Nice to see him in this way. Cooper Kupp's hurt, so the Rams panic button needs to be hit. No Puka, no Kupp.
No Cup.
Blake Corum is not that good.
But it's just fun and interesting to have there are so many quarterbacks
Yes,
balling.
like we didn't look at this week isn't a negative.
No.
Like we saw the quarterbacks. I mean, obviously there's the guys who got paid and everything, and they can play however the fuck they want. But I mean, to see, yeah, Kyler play great.
Kyler's one of those guys.
Of course, Kyler is one of those guys who got paid. But yeah, no, to see Kyler ball the fuck out like we haven't seen him in years. Gardner Minshew balled out.
Steelers Broncos.
I don't care.
That it happened. Okay.
I mean, obviously the Steelers defense is good.
So we need to talk about it. It's a problem. It's been a problem for a while, but it's like at this.
It's been a problem for what?
Years.
6 years now.
It's been a problem for years.
5 years.
I'm
and it's so incredibly visible.
I'm talking about the Chiefs and the Bengals. The Bengals, had a win versus the Kansas City Chiefs. They had it in the bag. They stopped the Kansas City Chiefs on fourth down. And then and for people who are already gonna go typing a pass interference, we're gonna get into more. And I ain't just gonna talk. I'm not just talking about this pass interference thing, because the Chiefs have been getting away with this for a very long time. And even before that,
it happened in their playoff game.
I mean, it happened earlier that game. It happened earlier that game.
Of course.
It
happened last year in the AFC Championship.
So, the pass interference call. Now, Devin, can I for sure 100% say that was not a pass interference?
No.
I can't. Do you know why? Not because it was a pass interference. That's because...
What is a pass interference?
What's a pass interference?
Agreed.
You know?
Yeah.
What's a pass interference? No, and honestly, who's doing it?
Yeah, exactly.
Because...
Because, I mean, obviously you're allowed to go for the ball. But yes, it matters who is going for the ball. And who makes contact where with a receiver.
Well, I meant is it a team fouling the Chiefs or not? But sure.
That's what I mean.
Like did the go, like the first thing people were talking about, they show the play, they show the pass interference on fourth down, and they go, well, if that's pass interference, what's this? And they go back to the interception Lamar threw in the AFC Championship game.
Yes.
Now, no matter what happened in the result of that play, it was pass interference.
Exactly.
Now, every single response I saw was, well, don't throw in a triple coverage. That's not
the question.
No. How bad of a throw?
Subjective.
It's not what it is. Well, no, it's subjective, but how the quarterback threw the ball, unless it was out of bounds, does not define what a pass interference is.
The only thing that matters is, was the ball catchable?
Oh, super!
So if it is catchable,
dude, it was so catchable. The other team caught it.
Well, sure, yes. Is it catchable by the intended receiver? And it was.
When he wasn't getting tackled, I'm sure it would have been catchable.
Agreed.
But that to me personally, I did not think it was going to be a pass interference. The flag was thrown after the ball hit the ground. I mean,
yes,
and way after the ball hit the ground.
This was not immediately. Well, I mean, yeah, you saw the ref,
and
it was a good few seconds.
My bigger issue, and I don't know if I might be crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't think Joe Burrow fumbled that football.
Oh, did I miss that?
So, the Chiefs had a scoop and score in the second half, and they replayed it. And Joe Burrow, he scrambles, runs. It looks like between the tackle and the guard, goes out, boom, rolls over, and it's like he goes down, rolls over, and then the ball flies out. I immediately, I'm like, ball is down. Down. There's no way. Or he was down. There's no way. They show the replay. I'm like, he's down.
The ball's down, yeah.
And they continue to show the replay. I'm like, he's down. And then I see the Chiefs line up for a 2-point conversion. I'm going, holy shit.
What was the ruling on the field?
A fumble.
Gotcha.
The ruling on the field was a fumble. You know why, Devin? Because the Chiefs had a shot to get a scoop and score.
Yeah,
Of course.
exactly.
Of course it's gonna
But
be called that. I mean it's
and they're able to use that well they can't overturn this and
they
they
can't
can't
overturn
overturn
that.
that.
Now I mean you could say no, you could overturn it and say it wasn't a fucking fumble.
Well, no, with there's either the call in the field stands, which means it's inconclusive, or they can confirm what happened and then overturn it, or confirm or overturn it.
Have you watched it?
I'm watching it right now.
I mean, to me, it looks like he goes on the ground, tumbles a little bit, and then it starts to come out.
He's fully down. I mean,
The man is down.
We've all heard Ron Rivera. His butt counts as a down.
The man
His
is
ass
down.
was down.
Joe Burrow was down. I don't know how that turned into a touchdown, but hey, whatever. You can go back to last week and look at the ridiculous calls of for the Ravens, all those illegal formations, everything, and how they weren't calling them on the Chiefs. You can go last year to that AFC Championship game. You can go to when Philly had them in the Super Bowl, and then for some reason there was a holding penalty called.
Yeah.
The Chiefs get away with a lot of things, and I get it.
Why? You get it?
Because the NFL, dude.
Well, the NFL's rigged, and I think we're all aware of that.
Does the NFL want? And I'm fully going to go against the NFL is rigged. But can the NFL pull strings when they have the opportunity to? I believe so. If they have a chance to pull strings and make something go their way, I think they can. I think they will.
And I mean, for years, obviously the Patriots were favored at certain times by refs, and Tom Brady was favored at certain times. But this is the only time where it's not just like in crucial games, but where it's throughout entire seasons. And it's incredibly blatant. It's not even close.
Mm-hmm. Well, and also, it's like at the end of the day, human beings are referees. The referees are human beings, and they have emotions. And you gotta look at it like this. Look at even police officers.
You think the NFL's holding these guys' families hostage?
Nah, they're not holding anybody hostage. But listen,
is that the emotion you're talking about?
No, listen real quick. Even police officers, we got to put all of our trust in them. And oh my God, I didn't defend Tyreek Hill. I can't believe I'm going against the cops. Okay, but we got to put our trust into police officers making calling the right shots, making the right decisions. We got to put our trust into a lot of people.
Doctors.
Well, I mean, doctors is a little more factual. It's like a little more factual. But when it comes to football, I'm not gonna go again. I'm not gonna go out. I'm not gonna not believe that these refs aren't biased. I'm not gonna not believe these refs aren't favoring one team over another.
But I mean, it's a long time of favoring, and it's a lot of different like referee groups. It's a lot of different referees because we've seen certain referees favor certain teams, but this seems like a
okay. I mean, I see Lamar
league-wide support.
I see Lamar give himself up as he's going out of bounds and get destroyed, and no flag is called. I see Patrick Mahomes breathed on, and it's a problem.
Yes.
So it's like.
Well, I think it's outside of just the referee's control. Now it's conspiracy theory.
They're the ones throwing the flags, though.
I understand, but it's so consistent and it's so often.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it's easier for one referee in a moment to be biased than an NFL, than the entire corporation to be able to call what's going to happen at that moment.
But it's not the same referee in all these fucking games. It's over and over again, and it won't stop happening.
But it's just for the Chiefs. I mean, we can go back.
No, of course.
We can go back and look at it and look at the different groups of officials. But I guarantee you, there's probably a similar amount of. Or similar. I bet you there's a denominator in there. I bet you there's a common denominator in these.
Yeah, Roger Goodell.
I mean,
old Raj.
Look, I guess.
Same bro.
I mean, that's why I said I get it. They're gonna rig this shit all day, but we gotta at least address it. Like these Chiefs fans, they are just thriving in just the.
I mean, when the NFL posts an NFL season preview as a hype video, and a female singer shows up 4 different times in your hype video, it seems like there's some sort of bias. I don't know if it's Taylor Swift based bias or Mahomes based bias or whatever type of bias it is, but something's going on. I don't like it. It stinks over there.
Oh, but I mean,
It smells like horse girls.
Cam Taylor Britt.
Cam Taylor Britt.
Cam Taylor Britt had a one-handed interception on Patrick
Yes.
Mahomes. Taylor Britt. Bro's last name, hyphenated last name, is the first names of him and Kelsey's bitches.
Oh.
What kind of Disney script is this?
What are we doing? Damar Hamlin hit Tua Tagovailoa.
What are we doing here? It's a movie. But anyways,
Someone's rigging the NFL. Someone tried to kill Tua.
Houston versus Chicago, final game.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. It was weird.
Don't hold back now, motherfucker.
Oh no,
Caleb Williams sucks.
I was trying to look at the game as a whole for a second, but no, Caleb stinks. Threw a horrible pick. I mean, he made a crazy play to get out of his second pick. He made a crazy play to get out of it, and then threw a horrendous pick. And that was late fourth quarter.
See, okay, and also he ended the game with 2 interceptions. He really threw 3. He had 1 interception he threw that got called back because of like a holding call that was on the other side of the field.
Sure.
And just launched it up into double coverage, and it was an interception.
Yes.
He threw 3 picks. He threw a lot of other balls that could have been interceptions. Caleb Williams is playing like a rookie. Now, here's the problem. If he wasn't, I don't know, talked about like he was going to walk in like Tom fucking Brady or Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm. This is perfectly fine rookie struggles. I mean, the fact that they built around this guy, expecting him to be pro. I mean, that's all they talked about, that he was pro ready, that USC trained him to be pro ready. We've seen time and time again in recent years that the Pac-12 makes nobody pro ready. I mean, we've seen USC. I mean, when was the last time USC produced a decent quarterback? Lord knows. Caleb Williams showed struggles a lot in college. He'll show them here. I mean, hopefully he matures as a quarterback. He's not going to be the worst.
I mean, if history repeats itself, Devin, you know.
But he's not as elusive and evasive as.
Oh, well, that's another thing. It's like
people thought he was.
See, it's kind of my problem with like Shador. Like how everybody's like, oh, his O-line sucks. It's like, okay, he might not have the best O-line, but that man also loves to hold on to the fucking football.
Exactly.
Caleb Williams loves to hold on to the football. Like
he's always had time.
Football.
He's always had time.
Yeah. He's not
getting the ball off in the second or 2 seconds.
And you either got to be running around like Lamar or Kyler Murray. If you don't got that type
CJ Stroud was evading a lot.
Yeah, if you don't got that type of athleticism, bro, give it up. Give that.
Agreed.
You got it. You can't be taking that many sacks because
throw the ball.
Because you know what's gonna happen? People just gonna keep blaming the O-line.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it's gonna be. But I'm just saying, if we're gonna go week by week and judge these rookie quarterbacks on whatever grading scale you want to put them on, I'm putting them on the suck part of the grading scale.
Bo Nix is also in the suck as well.
Sure. But you know what? But do you know what? Here's the difference between Caleb Williams.
But if you listen to the commentary, you would have thought that the Bears were winning and that Caleb was playing really, really well.
But Caleb Williams was the starter for the Bears before he was drafted. Bo Nix was battling for a starting position versus Zach Wilson and Jarrett Stidham.
Exactly.
Like these are different. These are different expectations, Devin. These are different expectations and shittier teams.
Agreed.
Shittier teams. JD and Bo got way worse teams than what Caleb's working with right now.
Dude, it's 6,000 times worse. And we have a win, so suck my nuts, brother.
We have a win.
Now, I definitely didn't expect Caleb to be. I mean, I don't know if he'll ever be good. Like, I don't know if he'll ever be top tier. I definitely didn't expect it to happen immediately. I don't know what led people to believe that he would. Obviously, he played well in college, but again, it's the Pac-12. He showed signs of being great, and he showed signs of not being great. With Shador, there's signs of him being great against FCS teams and Colorado State.
Yeah,
So doesn't
yeah.
count. But I mean,
Um,
yeah,
but I, I don't know. But if history repeats itself, last year, first round pick, first pick of the draft, got benched second week of his second season, and the
true.
second pick of the draft was in elite conversations before the year even ended.
And what I said, don't draft Drake May. We didn't draft Drake May, and now we have a starter. Drake May might not start this season if the
No,
Patriots,
no,
if
he's not.
Jacoby looks decent.
Bro is
Um,
not starting this season. Absolutely not.
Again,
Um,
yeah, never trust an ACC quarterback. Never trust the Pac-12
and
quarterback.
that puts us at a final. What's our predictions looking like? We got
Yeah, what was my this week?
Devin. You were eight
Bet.
and set, or so. After Thursday night football, because I already calculated the Thursday night football in the total. So Sunday and Monday, you were 8 and 7. I was 6 and 9. So
That's not as bad as I thought it was.
no, but it wasn't. I mean, it's not. It's just not.
It's definitely not good.
It's not great.
But again, I mean, who would have thunked that Kyler Murray was gonna turn back the clock? And I mean, obviously, we say that it has been a while since he's looked good, but I mean, Kyler Murray was expected to be and played like a great quarterback, and for a good bit there early in his
Mm.
career, had struggles obviously with Call of Duty and Fortnite and things like that. But he has returned and he looks nice. He looks good.
But for the year, you're 17 and 15. I'm 19 and 13. Just a 2 game difference.
It works